Hey guys, Shreer here, and today I want to show you guys the SciCraft server's current best witch farm design, which we think is the best out there. From some testing we've had, we've seen compared to Spire's farm, it gets slightly higher results from Spire's farm, which is very near optimal in itself, but this one is really just optimal. Well, first of all, we've had this design for probably more than 3 months now. It's just really my fault. I've been really lazy with this, kind of burned out on Minecraft. But alas, I felt like it's really overdue. And I just hop on and make this video real quick. So this witch farm design is what we call a toggle state floor, shifting floor. So most witch farms, the shifting floor would shift in one direction and then back per witch. Now, if you think about that, that gives you at least 3 redstone ticks of block 36 per witch. Now, mobs can't spawn on block 36, so optimally you want to minimize the amount of block 36 you can have in your farm, because the main bottleneck of a witch farm is the spawning spaces, since you only have 9 by 7 by 3, whatever that is. So yeah, it's just under 200 spawning spaces, which really isn't a lot for a mob farm. And so you want to maximize the number of spawning spaces you have at any given point in time. So like I said, the way we do that is by minimizing the amount of block 36 that we have at any given point in time. And we do that by using the toggle state shifting floor, which instead of shifting back and forth per witch, it only shifts in one direction per witch. So let's just quickly see a demonstration of that over here. As you'll see, the floor only shifts in one direction whenever a witch spawns, and then shifts in the other direction when the next one comes along. It's instant, so the witches instantly fall through. Maybe from this height they don't, but if we go 1 block higher, which is how it would be in an actual witch farm, she'll instantly fall through if she doesn't walk this time. Yep, there you go, you can see it very cleanly there. And if she spawns right on it, then that's perfect. It's only in the small time frame, it's only in the small area where if she's exactly 2 blocks above the floor, or if she's I think also if she's 1 block above. Let's actually test that right here. Yeah, so 1 and 2 blocks above, she won't fall instantly, but that never really happens. You only have it if she's in the same level, or if she's 3 or more blocks above. So as you can see, it's instant fall through. So yeah, it's the fastest it could possibly be, getting rid of the witches as soon as possible. And it only shifts in one direction per witch, which means that you half the amount of block 36 that you have in your farm. So instead of 3 redstone ticks per witch, we only have 1.5 redstone ticks, or 3 game ticks per witch. Now, if a witch for some reason stays in it for a long time, then you'll see it starts up a clock. This is by far the fastest clock. Well, not by far. It's physically the fastest clock you can get with this sort of a toggle state system, where it toggles every 10 redstone ticks, if I remember correctly. And like I said, that's the fastest it could be. It goes basically 5 redstone ticks in this direction and then 5 for the other direction. And there's kind of some weird interaction here. You'd think, since tripwire stays turned on for a minimum of 6 redstone ticks, you'd think that the fastest clock you could put on here was 12 redstone ticks, and that's what we thought too, but for some reason we managed to get a 10 redstone tick clock on here. And at least I don't remember, but I'm not quite sure why that works. But yeah, it does. So don't question it. But it's very rare that the clock would even get triggered in the first place. That's really fine. Or really doesn't matter. So as you can see, just for a little, I don't know, it's just slightly better if you use soul sand and either slabs or normal blocks alternating like this. This is something Spire showed in his farm. If I fly through this, you'll notice they both shift in one direction and not back. So yeah, pretty awesome. If a witch falls through here, obviously she'll instantly fall through both layers. As I said, 3 blocks or higher, she'll instantly fall through. So this farm is pretty much perfect. I mean, it's really ideal. It's also really, really compact. We can't get this any more compact, and we tried. It's a SciCraft server. If you know anything about us, you know we try and perfect our farms, make them the most efficient we possibly can. So anyway, yeah, this is probably the most compact this sort of a system can be. The way it works is based on these hoppers. So the sword basically goes back and forth between these two hoppers, and the redstone block here locks the hoppers. The rest I'll leave it up to you to figure out. It's really not that complicated. Something I really like about this farm is how it uses a torch here, but for some reason there's like some weird interaction here again. So the tripwire hooks take 1 game tick to trigger after an entity is inside them. Is it 1 game tick or 1 redstone tick? I can't remember. But anyway, for some weird reason, once these turn on, these turn off in the exact same game tick. So I could probably show you if I just get some redstone here. So if I now go in here, you'll notice when this turns off and that turns on, it's not at the same time, but when this turns on and that turns off, it's almost at the same time. Maybe 1 game tick difference, kind of hard to tell, we didn't really measure it. But we notice that there's no actual difference for the performance of the farm, whether we use a torch here or some other trick, and using a torch is just a whole lot more easier than using a piston, redstone block, and some budding mechanism, which is the other option since you want to have a non-solid block here, so you can't like have a redstone block in this layer at any given point in time, otherwise you're significantly reducing the efficiency of the farm. So yeah, this is really quite awesome. We're not sure again why this works, but it just does, and we accept that. There is also some light, as you can see, that's necessary to go inside the farm, but it's not really an issue because it's completely contained because of the way we have it here. So the light is completely contained in this small area over here. Even when the piston goes back and forth here, you'll see it's completely covered on top with slabs. So no light can go anywhere, and just to reduce a little bit more lag, we have also prevention from the light updates from this torch going out here. So it's very lag friendly as well, this farm. I mean, there's clearly not a lot of pistons at all. There's only just a few hoppers, which are half of them are deactivated at any given point in time, and yeah, really lag friendly farm. Let's see, is there anything else I can say about it? Yeah, obviously, so you'll notice there's this little area here which kind of, you might be asking yourself, well, mobs can spawn here, what's the deal with that? And you'd be correct. There is nothing that we could find to do with this little problem here. We invested a very long amount of time into this, and the only way to solve this is to make the farm like, I don't remember if it's double or even more, double as big, going in this direction on each side. So it's either have one of these spawnable spaces or make the farm a lot bigger. Now, any spawnable space in the farm it reduces the rate so much that it's worth making it bigger if there's no solution to that. But fortunately, we could just kind of cheat and put either a minecart or a boat there. So I'll just show you how to put the minecart if you like. That's my preferred method, because boats are really annoying. They can break at any given point, and it's a lot more annoying to place them. So let's see, I'll need a rail as well. Alright, so basically what you want to do is place 2 blocks above like that. 1 minecart per 2 blocks, by the way. Not sure if I mentioned that. So yeah, basically if you don't know, in Minecraft, if there is an entity in some block, then other entities can't spawn there. That's true for, I think, all entities. I'm not sure about that. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, you just do that. You could do it before you place the tripwire. It really doesn't matter. And then you'll see that this minecart is kind of occupying the space for both of these blocks. And I can guarantee that no mobs are going to spawn in either of these blocks now. So it's kind of an annoying solution, but really just build the farm once with those in there. I mean, the extra lag from these is really insignificant, and yeah, that's pretty much the only real solution we have to this. And like, if you're considering lag, then making the farm twice as big with a lot more pistons and some extra hoppers, I think, as well. And a lot more redstone dust updates, which are also pretty bad. Yeah, you're not exactly saving on lag in that regards. So yeah, this is kind of the optimal, the optimal compromise is the word I'm looking for. It's really good. This farm is really good, though. even with that flaw. And yeah, I guess this is just a showcase video. You can probably see how to build everything. 3 ticks here. This doesn't matter how full it is. I'll show you again the hoppers. It has to be exactly like this. So just any item here, and then either snowballs or ender pearls or something stacks up to 16, just like this over here, and then a sword or some non-stackable item. Same on the other side, exact same. This farm is an exact mirror. So there's no alternating slices or anything as well. Yeah, you can see everything about the farm and how it's built. If anyone can actually improve on this, oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, for this little problem here with the minecart, we actually, this is probably what we spent the most amount of time on until we eventually gave up and said, just not possible without, you know, the consequences that I said before. But anyway, also just to make sure that we're not just ignoring something really simple that we could do here, or forgetting something, or I don't know. We got Spire, that was previously a member of the ZipCrowd server, now is, I guess, freelance community member. Yay. We got Spire, RedstoneSpire on here with us, and we actually, this whole mechanism, this whole concept, and this design came to be from Spire's video and the discussion that we had with him in the comments of that video, and we have his stamp of approval, I guess, that this farm is currently the best out there, and our testing confirms that pretty much. So yeah, that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoy, and yeah, if you can figure out solutions to the problems that this farm still has, please let us know. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy this design. Bye bye.